Now here's one more thing regarding the insulation. I measured that this 14 inches thick, and most of it is 2 by 4, 2 feet wide, 4 feet long. That's called B-A-T-T insulation. It probably has paper on one side. Sometimes you can get it unfaced or faced, meaning paper or no paper. And I believe this has paper, and if you do have a paper, then you put the paper piece barrier down next to the sheetrock. And I had a house built years ago, and they used unfaced insulation, no paper on either side. And I had them install it. They installed it before the sheetrock went up, and they just took it and pushed it up, and they had some sticks with some square deals at the end, and they just kind of poked it up and got up in here and rearranged it and stuff. And for my money, if you have a house built for you, let's say, I would have them put the batt insulation in, and there's no way they can screw up. You can have it install before the sheetrock, and nice and easy for them to do. And you can come back and inspect it. You can look up there. If you're having somebody else look at it, you can have them be your eyes, and they can look at it before sheetrock goes up. Okay, you know it'll be all done properly. As it is with this blow-in insulation, what a joke. You know, somebody will give you a price based on the fact that, okay, yeah, I'm going to put 9, 10, 12 inches thick throughout the entire house, and you don't know what they're going to do. Maybe it doesn't get all the way in there. See, like around this big, huge air conditioning duct, the register, they sprayed it, and look, there's a cavity in there. See? No insulation in there. They should have had some insulation. So if that duct fits right down on the studs, you don't get any insulation there. If you had the other insulation, you could push it up underneath the ducting. You can make sure that when the air conditioning ducts get installed, they're up high enough to allow for you to push your insulation in up underneath it. Here's another spot under there. I don't know, that should all be blow-in insulation in there. There's nothing there. Nothing. And in some places it's lower than others. You're going to walk up here and check out somebody's work after they spray it all and they say it's all done. Yes, yes, I had my top guy do it. Yes, I know what to do. I've been doing this for 30 years. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I got it all in here. Yeah, right. How are you going to get 12 inches of stacked insulation here around this this crawl hole door? You know, the only way would have been whoever framed this, they could have put plywood from here down on the back side of that, and they could have built that a box all the way up to here, let's say, okay, or even higher, way up here, all the way around this thing. Put plywood up here, you know, from the side of that up to the side of this, up further. Then they could have sprayed all this with insulation, right? And it could have held. Easy peachy, you know. They could have done that, but they didn't. They didn't. So the homeowner gets screwed. All right. You don't get any of this. You don't get any piles. Too much piles. And like I say, around your eyeball, can lights, light fixtures, stuff like that. Look, there might be a requirement. Years ago, I know there was a requirement. They needed a 4 to 6 inch gap all the way around it. So before I had the guys cut the insulation, I told them, and I said, around those can lights, you got to have a clearance. Yes. They cut the insulation around it, put it up there, fit it around there, got up on a ladder, did that around those, and then pushed all the other stuff up from underneath. And they knew exactly what to do, and everything got done. Nowadays, maybe those can lights, maybe you don't need any clearance, especially when most can lights are LEDs now, and they don't put off as much heat. See, years ago, they put off a lot of heat with regular incandescent light bulbs, floodlight bulbs, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, make sure you check your codes and stuff, and check it out. So there's food for thought, especially if you're building a house, or if you've got an existing house and it's already got the blow-in insulation. Maybe it's got some old stuff and you're thinking about putting some more stuff on top, you might want to think about getting batt insulation unfaced, and you can roll that out on top in between the joists, in between the ceiling joists, in between the trusses, and you can roll that out and cut it and put it in there, and they can walk along the joists and put that in, and you'll get a much better surface, and it will last longer. People get up here, they won't be able to mash it down like this stuff, you know, this blow-in stuff. And anyways, food for thought when it comes to insulation up in your attic. Okay, one last thing. If somebody does talk you into using blow-in insulation, insist on them getting some batt insulation and stapling it with the paper side down on your crawl hole things, even if they're in closets, if they're in the laundry room, if they're in just a ceiling in your kitchen, in your living room, your hallway, by your garage, wherever it is, you want everything done properly. That's the proper way to do something like this, or else you don't get protected. Okay, that's my last bit of info on insulation in the attic.